Hey, what is going on? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at GLMR. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous GLMR update, make sure to check it out. It's going to be in the top right hand corner of your video. Now, we are going to be jumping into the 4-hourly chart. And since the last update on Moonbeam, we have actually met our target and we have dropped to our buy zone. So this is the chart on TradingView from Binance. And as you can see, we did retest the 1.618 resistance level here. So from this resistance level all the way down to the buy zone that I gave you, that's a nice 30% trade. So you could have increased your position by 30% if you were swing trading or if you were, shorting the market or longing. Whatever it was, this was a very, very good opportunity for you to do so. Now, if I switch over to the RSI on the 4-hourly chart, I did show you this support trend line and we landed slightly below the support trend line, but it was in this region, you could say. So I told you if you come back down to this support level, this would be a great entry for GLMR. And as you can see, we went into the overbought here above the index of 70. And then we started capitulating and we dropped to the support trend line and we're recovering right now. So for future reference, have this 4-hourly trend line on your chart, okay? Have it on your chart and let it, in the future, if we do see any more drops to the downside, you can target this support trend line. And if you start losing it and you start coming back below the trend line, hitting your head on it as resistance, then I would wait for these lows to be retested, right, on the RSI. But this is for the 4-hourly chart. This is not really the big picture stuff. We're going to switch over to the daily chart. So switching over to the daily chart, you can see that we are in a wedge pattern over here, and potentially if you fail to break through this resistance white trend line, you could see one last move to the upside here before you eventually start coming back down to retest this support that we have been holding since July, since the middle of July. And I do think that if we start losing this support trend line, you could see a move all the way down to at least 67 cents here. Okay, that would be the very least where I would see this pullback going to. I'm expecting Bitcoin to start dropping back down to $21,000 relatively soon. We'll see. Obviously, I could be wrong and Bitcoin could just start flying from here, which I really wouldn't want to see because I still want a dollar cost average into my altcoins. I still have a couple of altcoins I want to pick up. If you want to get all of my trade alerts, by the way, feel free to join me on my Patreon. I do drop in my low cap gems, my trade alerts, your technical analysis and video requests. All of that is going to be there on the Patreon. So back to the daily chart. So the first key support area is going to be the 20 EMA. So at 73, slightly above 73 cents, we're going to see a 20 EMA backtest of support. If we start losing that, I would target the white trend line. So anywhere, around the 71-ish price, that's a good buy-in if you're looking to hold GLMR long term. But if you are willing to wait and you are willing to take that risk, if we see a pullback, I'm going to give you a couple of nice support levels here. So first of all, we're going to have this level over here. I'm going to give you the price for that. So 69 cents is another level that I'm eyeballing here. And below that, we have another support level that we did hold as support at 65 cents. So these two levels are what I would target if we start losing the support of the wedge. Now, obviously, in a case of capitulation, you are potentially going to see GLMR drop all the way down into this buy zone. That's why never go all in at these prices, right? You never go all in at any price, really. So you buy some here, it drops lower, buy even more here, it drops lower, buy even more in this zone. So this is your major accumulation zone. You've been here 3 times before, and each time you've dipped into this zone, you've had a move to the upside. Now, you could say that, there is no chance that GLMR is coming back down to these prices over here. Well, my friend, if you just zoom out a little bit here and you take a look at the prices that we were sitting at back in February, right? We were sitting at $5, and I don't think anyone would believe you if you said that we're going to be sitting below 60 cents on GLMR. No one would believe you. And I dropped in my Fibonacci retracement here, with this being the swing high, this being the swing low, and I gave you the 1.618 target that I had based off of this Fibonacci retracement. So the 1.618 target here was at 85, almost 86 cents. And we did drop through this zone. Obviously, we went lower to the second Fib level, which was also on the Fibonacci retracement that I had. So we had all of these levels on the channel as soon as we lost the first Fib level here, right? So I did tell you that if we lose this Fibonacci retracement, we are going to see the 1.618 met, because that's usually what happens. So yeah, stick with the channel if you want to get a lot of good support levels and a lot of good resistance levels. As you can see there, you had a 30% trade available for you. If we jump into the daily RSI, as you can see, we are in a very nice uptrend here. Potentially, if we see a little, a little squeeze to the upside, you could get overbought in the next, 3 to 5 days, and after that I would expect a pullback if that were to happen. But like I said, if you want to buy in for the long term, just wait for the support levels to be met. I still think we're going to see at least one pullback on Bitcoin. I'm not saying we're going to go below $20,000, but if we do, just know that that is one of your last opportunities probably to buy into altcoins and into Bitcoin at these cheap prices. Now, switching over to the Binance website. So we do have a bit of a different Fibonacci retracement here. So as you can see, we have our swing high over here at, 82 cents, June 26th. And you have your swing low over here, July 13th. So as you can see, we have started moving to the upside from that July bottom. We're creating higher highs and higher lows. And right now, if we start breaking 82 cents, you are going to be looking at $1.05, because that's the 1.618 level. And what else is on that level? The support that we created here in May of this year. So once you capitulated in May, you started creating a little pattern here. You broke down from that, and you still haven't seen the back test of resistance of this area. So if you lose a level, you usually come back up to back test it as resistance. But for these large scale levels to be back tested, it takes some time. So on a 4-hourly chart, if you lose a level, it might take a couple of days to come back to that level and back test it. But if you're taking the big picture stuff and you want to swing trade long term or mid term, then these levels do take some time to get back tested. So potentially you could see a move all the way up here. That's when you get overbought on the daily RSI, and from there you start moving back down, potentially retesting at least the first level here of the Fibonacci retracement. So the 1.618 level at $1.05 is a nice 37% trade from where we are right now. But let's see what happens. If we get a bullish cross on the daily here, if we get the 20 EMA crossing above the 55, the price is going to be over here. I would, wait for a retest of the 20 EMA, but obviously it's better buying over here than over here, right? But you never know if you're gonna come back up there or if you're gonna drop from here. That's why you just dollar cost average and don't stress out too much. So another good level here is the golden ratio of this Fibonacci retracement. If you take a look at this level here, so 70.5 cents is another good level where you can buy some more GLMR and have some buy limit orders set up potentially for these lower levels here, because as you can see, you do have these liquidity squeezes to the downside. And if you had orders at these prices, you would have been filled. And from where we are, from where you had these levels, or from where you had the capitulation here, you did see a move to the upside of around about 35%, which is a very nice trade, my friends. This is a very nice trade. So taking a look at the daily stochastic, as you can see, we are moving to the upside. We are on our way to the upside, but the blue moving average is starting to curl to the to the right side, and potentially if you do see a bear cross here, that would be your confirmation that we are going to move down to the oversold. And if we do that, that would be a great buying indicator on the daily stochastic RSI. So keep an eye on this. Moving over to the daily MACD here, as you can see, we did have a bullish cross here back in June. Since then, we've seen a move to the upside on the MACD. We're getting above the histogram. What we're waiting for is a confirmation of the downside of the downtrend, I should say, which is when the moving average crosses below the red signal line. Once that happens, as you can see over here in June, we did get that. You do most of the time you do see continuous moves in that trend. So if you get a bearish cross, the bear trend already started on the daily chart. So this is a lagging indicator. Keep in mind, this gets a bearish cross only after you already started dropping, but this is sort of your confirmation indicator. So if you want to get more confirmation and you want to be more certain that you are going to continue in this downtrend, then you can wait for some support levels to be met, or you can set up some buy limit orders depending on your plan, right? So these are just oscillators to use, and obviously Bitcoin is the main driving force behind these altcoin moves. So if we get any good news for Moonbeam, potentially we could see a nice pump, and if we see any bad news, we could see a dump, which would be good for you guys because you could get some nice buying opportunities. But obviously we don't want bad news, the ones that Luna got. We don't want those kind of bad news, but potentially we are going to see more Bitcoin dumps in the coming couple of months, but we'll see what happens. I'm ready for both outcomes regardless. I'm ready to go into the bull market right now, and I'm ready for the bear market to continue on for the next 6 months, and I would love that personally. So thank you all for watching. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Feel free to join me on Patreon. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.